The Celtics fourth in your team ranking, citing all of the injuries. You couldn't have even known then that it would be this bad just hours later to this team. DA, how concerning is the mounting injuries to the Celtics when looking at the big picture of their playoff run?
Well, look, you obviously start with Irving. You never like to hear knee soreness, because that's always usually a sign that something's not firing correctly there. And guys have tendonitis, but when you start talking about missing games because of knee soreness, that always gets your attention. Now, I'm sure they're going to be conservative about it, and if he misses a few games here down the stretch of the regular season, I don't think they really mind. They want that thing to be right for the playoffs. The good news for them, obviously, is the time off between games in the playoffs, so you hope that he'll be able to go through okay. But when you hear there's a chance he could have surgery after the season to address the kneecap, you really do start to worry about that situation. But more immediate for them is Marcus Smart, because when Marcus Smart was out earlier this year with injury, their defense went through the floor. I mean, he is crucial to their defense here, the way that they like to play. And when he's not on the floor, they've really had a tough time stopping people.
So what does Boston do now for the remainder of the regular season, DA, as they try and manage and make sure that they can find a way to get healthy? And does it almost feel like it's a relief that Toronto looks like they're going to go and get the one spot, and that Indiana or Cleveland, it would be tough for them to catch Boston at 2, so there's a spot where Brad Stevens has some room to play with?
Well, certainly the standings, you would think Boston is they're not locked in at 2. They're pretty close to being locked in at 2. So I don't know that that's going to be, and even if they weren't, I don't know that trying to get number 1 or holding off to avoid being 3 is going to be a primary motivation for them. They have to be healthy like every other team. So they'll play Ogilvy and some of the young guys a lot more down the stretch, and they may lose a couple games here or there. But to your point, I don't know that Indiana's got a pretty tough schedule as well down the stretch. I don't know that they or Cleveland are in a position, Cleveland with their injuries also, are not in a position, I don't think, really to make a push here to get that second spot. It doesn't even really matter to the Cavaliers, as LeBron said last week. So Boston, from that sense, I don't think the record really matters. It's just making sure those guys are healthy and ready to play in the postseason.